What's up guys, Ruppy here, welcoming you to week 10 of the League of Extraordinary Trainers. If you are curious as to why I suddenly skipped to week 10, and why it took so long to get to this point, why there's no week 9, why week 8 came out, and then yada yada yada. Basically, I explained that all in my last video. To kind of save on time for explaining it here, I'm just going to throw it up on the screen real quick in text form, just so you guys can read through that quick. This week, we are playing the Georgia Tech Beedrills, coached by Nadia. And this game is must win for my Columbus Swoo. Which is going to be made all the harder by the fact that I am dead tired right now because I was up late last night doing my week 8 battle for IBL. Funny how times work out like that. Regardless, I need to win out, and probably need a little bit of help as well, for my Swoo to somehow still execute our slim hopes of being able to make it in the playoffs. My primary concern, however, is what I do get for sure if I win this game. So, the bottom 3 in the Veterans Conference standings will have to play in a relegation series with the top teams from the Rising Stars Conference to determine who's going where the following for next season. If I win this game, I avoid the relegation series entirely, no matter what happens in the final week. If I lose, I'm going to need some serious help to dodge that bullet. So we're going to go ahead and get started here, and see how well this works out. Alright, so let's see. She brought Flapple, which is her G-Max. Galarian Weezing. Jirachi. Zeraora. Hawlucha, and Silvally. So pretty much everything I expected, my front office and I. Also, huge shoutouts to Mike for all the assistance he gave in helping to build this team. Gage and Panda also had their inputs as well. All rosters will be down in the description below, as always. So, ideally, I'm going to lead Ninja here, just because Ninja is basically meant to be a lead by design. And we'll see how well this goes. This gives me free reign to do a number of things. I could set up Toxic Spikes, I could Final Gambit, I could just U-turn out and try to preserve Ninja for shenanigans later. I could just hit something with a Bug Buzz. I really need to find out sooner rather than later what that Silvally is. I might be hesitant on putting up Teeth Spikes just because I have a feeling that Galarian Weezing is probably Misty Surge for Hawlucha to be able to pop its Seed and get Unburden. And if that's the case, then Galarian Weezing would technically be grounded. So, that is Silvally, and that looks like fire. Let me just double check real quick. No, that is fighting, actually. Interesting. So a Final Gambit would definitely kill from here. I'm just gonna get a layer of T-Spikes up. Because I think I am actually kind of safe to do so. And that is a Rock Slide. Alrighty then. So in that case, I can still preserve Ninja for later to do shenanigans. But since this does seem like it's going to be physical, well, Mudsdale I really want to preserve because Mudsdale beats Hawlucha. Yeah, Mudsdale serves me well against Hawlucha. I'm just gonna go ahead and U-turn out. and figure out what I do from here. I'm gonna go into Thermidor. Because I feel safe enough to do so. Because I am max HP, max physical defense. So I should be able to take this Rock Slide. I mean, it could be worse. It could definitely be worse. And I'm going to throw off a Will-O-Wisp. Try and burn this thing so it's not as much of a potential pain. Because now that I think about it, this Silvally might actually be a problem. In retrospect. She's going to go multi-attack. Which Thermidor takes, and I can just fire off this Will-O-Wisp fairly easily. So with that out of the way now, with this thing burned, which is always nice, I'm actually kind of in a good enough position to feel safe firing off an Overheat, actually. Because this thing is not doing as much to me. An Overheat will take a huge chunk of its HP. If she wants to switch out into something else, I can definitely pop it with an Overheat. She has nothing that really wants to take it. Jirachi's weak to it. Flapple wouldn't appreciate it. Zera and Lucha don't want to. She's just going to keep Silvally in. She is really going full steam ahead with the Silvally plan. Still, I get big damage off with the Overheat. I am at -2, which is perfectly fine. Silvally's going to take more damage from the bird. And I'm going to go ahead and Volt Switch out now. Parting Shot. So I realize this actually kind of opens the door for Zeraora to come in, because that basically blocked my Volt Switch. Though Zera would be getting toxic. Nope. She's going to go into this thing. No Misty Surge. Interesting. I saw no neutralizing gas. That means this thing is Levitate. Okay, then. Good to know. I actually kind of like the idea of going into Diva here, because it's banded, and can do some nice work to this thing. And there is Black Sludge. I'm just going to click Tail Slap, and just start getting damage off on things. If she goes into Jirachi, fair enough. But I definitely say Banded Diva's definitely taking a huge chunk off of this thing. Cue Jirachi. Yep, hello Jirachi. So I definitely need to find out what kind of Jirachi this is, for sure. Not bad, honestly. I'm actually kind of tempted to stay in and Tail Slap again. And I'm actually going to do that. Because it'll reveal to me whether this Jirachi is Scarfed or not. And if it's not, I may be actually be able to take it out with 2 more turns of Tail Slapping. I saw no leftover, so I want to presume Scarf. It is not Scarfed! So, another crit out of that. I am so sorry for these Tail Slap crits. But pending what she does, I can actually take Jirachi out with another series of Tail Slaps. Psychic, so it's a special one. And Diva is able to take that, and I'm just going to click Tail Slap again. If she leaves Jirachi in, it dies. If she switches in anything else, it's certainly not going to appreciate the Tail Slaps. And knowing that Galarian Weezing is Levitate and not Misty Surge is actually a huge burden off my shoulders. Because that means that Lucha is most likely probably Power Herb Sky Attack then. Which is slightly more manageable. Unless it wouldn't have any defense boost I'd have to worry about. And with no Misty Surge, that means my Toxic Spikes are actually doing their... Well, my one Toxic Spike is actually doing its job. I wouldn't mind getting a second one up at some point, but I really don't see a good... Well, I may be able to figure something out as far as that's concerned. We'll see how the game plays. She's going to go back into Silvally, which should be going down to the series of Tail Slaps from this range, because I am banded. Uno, dos, tres. That Silvally is off the table. Thank God that thing was actually looking to be a problem. Banded Cinccino is putting in work right now. So if I were a gambling man, Zeraora probably comes in right now. Because Zeraora definitely outspeeds me. Lucha, not so much while Unburden's not active. And even still, that is the whole reason Mudsdale is here. Lucha really can't touch Mudsdale. Back into Galarian Weezing. So, I am definitely at a range where Strange Steam and definitely a Sludge Bomb would kill. But I'm going to stay in and click Tail Slap anyway. Because at this point, Jirachi's almost dead. Taking a nice chunk out of... again with the Tail Slap crit. I am so sorry, Nadia. I swear this is not King's Rock. This is Choice Band. There's the Strange Steam, and that is going to be the end of Diva. I'm sorry, Diva. But that was actually a really nice run there. Diva put in some good work. Now the question is, what do I do from here? I'm going to go back into Thermidor. Because from this range, an Overheat definitely kills. And she really doesn't want to be sending in anything else to take this Overheat. Flapple's not going to appreciate it. Jirachi dies. Zeraora and Hawlucha certainly aren't going to appreciate it. So, this is actually kind of nice right now. Weezing is sitting there. I give her props for the nickname too, even though I know a lot of people tend to go with that. Because I'm Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. She's really thinking on this one, and I kind of can't blame her. This is actually kind of a bad spot I put her in right now with Raji coming out. Because virtually nothing wants to take this Overheat that's coming her way. Got Thermidor just sitting there. She's gonna switch into Zeraora, which is going to be poisoned by the Toxic Spike. And this Overheat should take a good chunk out of this thing. Does over half. So I'm gonna get more Leftovers recovery. She's going to be worn down by the poison. This thing is Physical Life Orb. I should be just outside of range of a close combat. So I'm actually going to click Overheat again. I know I'm -2, but it's more damage off on this thing and might actually put it into a position where the poison will kill it. So I should be able to take this. Calm Mind. Hello, Special Zeraora. I was not expecting to see you today. So I'm going to get more HP back. Poison's going to wear this thing down. Part of me kind of wants to preserve Thermidor right now. But at the same time... I'm just going to click Overheat again. As she reveals Aura Sphere. Which Thermidor is going to be able to take. And that's the end of Zeraora. Rotom-H. It took most of the season, but I think we finally got a rhythm going, buddy. So, this is actually kind of a good spot. Me being up... Is it 5-4 now? Do I still have all my mons? Yeah, I lost Demon, so it's 5-4. But... I'm gonna Will-O-Wisp this thing just for residual damage off on it. Might as well. As Thermidor's last act in this game, I'm gonna burn this thing to chip away at it. Wow! I see the game we're playing here. And I don't exactly like it. I'm gonna click Defog. Because the longer she leaves Rotom sitting around, the more health I'm getting back with my leftovers. I know I removed my own T-Spike as well, but I may be able to get Accelgor and get that back up later. And now she's going to Strange Steam. Which still does not kill. This Rotom does not want to die. What can I say? Am I -6 right now? Or minus... Yeah, I am -6. I'm just going to click Overheat again. I really have no reason to switch Thermidor out right now. I need to keep Mudsdale as healthy as possible for Lucha. Okay, we're back to this game. Yeah, I really need to keep Mudsdale as healthy as possible for Hawlucha. I'm just looking Defog again. Must only say as healthy as possible for Hawlucha. I really don't want Kyurem getting poisoned, even though I can definitely pick this thing off and start going to town on her team from this point. And she goes into Flapple. Okay. Good to know. So I'm still going to get rid of this T-Spike. This Flapple definitely kills me. But it should also outspeed me because I'm a more defensive one. So I'm going to click Volt Switch to finally get out of here. And I want to see what she's going to do in response. She's just going to Dragon Dance. Which is fine, honestly. So that's a little bit of chip off on this thing. Now, I could very easily go Actually, I am going to go Cryogenic here. Because this is what Kyurem was meant for. Because I'm Scarf, so I outspeed this thing no matter what, and I'm a definitive threat to it. If she's Jirachi, she would have to max, and even then, Ice Beam still has a chance to kill depending on her defensive investment. So I am just clicking Ice Beam. That little bit of chip from Volt Switch may have... It's not a whole lot, but it may have actually been enough to potentially render her Yachi Berry completely irrelevant if she is packing Yachi. If she's not, this is a dead Flapple, even if she maxes. Because this is the whole reason Kyurem is here. Well, that and Scarf basically kind of actually does a lot of damage to this team. She's going to go ahead and max. So again, with the tiny bit of chip, Volt Switch was... let's see. Well, actually, maybe not. But she would have to be Yachi to live this hit. Survey says... not Yachi! That's a dead Flapple! And Kyurem is actually sitting in a really good spot right now. This may actually be Kyurem's time to shine. Because I outspeed Lucha because it doesn't have the Unburden boost yet. And that thing definitely doesn't... that thing definitely dies to an Ice Beam. Galarian Weezing should die to an Ice Beam, and Jirachi's low enough that Ice Beam should be able to kill it. I think Kyurem just won this game for me. I think my Icy Dragon finally got the moment it's been begging for. In comes Rachi. So I know... yeah, you definitely die to an Ice Beam from this range. I know you're not Scarfed, and I know you're... well, I know you're special, and I know you're not Scarfed. Even so, I've got a bit of HP investment still, so Flash Cannon shouldn't be doing much if I do have to take it. But you're low enough from Diva. Yeah, I think that's ball game. Yeah, she's saying GG. Yeah, that is this is the moment Kyurem has been waiting for all season. Cryogenic finally has its moment for LET. And I'm not gonna lie, that crit was irrelevant. I still apologize for it regardless. Cryogenic has its Frozen Kingdom at long last, and it is long overdue. Hello, Hawlucha. And goodbye, Hawlucha. That win was very much needed. And the 5-0 is a definite step in the right direction for playoffs, too. So I should definitely be avoiding the relegation series entirely now, which is a huge weight off my shoulders. And that 5-0 definitely goes a long way for helping me for playoffs. So, GG Nadia. I kind of apologize for all the tail slap crits from Cinccino and Kyurem kind of running a train at the end there. But I said this game was absolute must-win for me, and I had to deliver. I want to stay put in the Veterans Conference. So, GG again to Nadia. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I have been Ruppy, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.